Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast, a 30-minute mini version of the In Wheel Time car show that airs live every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central.
It's the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show coming to you today from the Houston Auto Show at NRG Center. They call it the Automotive Show, but, you know, we got hired by the Houston Auto Show to come here and spread our love right here in front of God and everybody.
Oh boy!
And this is good stuff, isn't it? Oh,
well, we've seen everybody. We haven't seen
when I
God
said
yet.
that, Rochelle goes,
"Oh no,
I'm not sure about that."
Ain't gonna good.
Coming up, we got car people among us. We're talking to them, including the Executive Vice President of the Houston Automobile Dealers Association. Ladies and gentlemen, on your feet, please. The president is here. And, so we got Rochelle Salinas here, and we don't need anybody else. We've got her.
We had a good lineup this morning, right?
Yeah,
It was excellent. It was absolutely excellent.
And
yeah.
I'm impressed with the young. I say young because they are young.
Everybody's young.
The product specialists that know their stuff. Obviously, they're
here because of that.
Yeah, and they're just immersed in that, and that's what they learn. It's fantastic.
The guy from Mazda, I mean, whenever we were joking around, you know everything there is to know. He knew everything we knew to ask.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
It is.
Nissan,
Move that
same
microphone
thing.
up a little bit. I want to say this before we get into the interview with you about the show. You know, I was telling Leslie about you, and I said, I met Rochelle back when she was working for an advertising agency in town, and they had the account, place all the advertising and all that sort of thing. And I went over there and begged some tickets or something. I don't remember what it was. He gave me some free tickets. And I go over there. I don't know who she is. I have no clue. I go over there and show up, and she introduces herself, Miss PR, and it just worked. And we talked for a little while and kind of hit it off because I think I was in Channel 2 at the time, wasn't I?
Yeah.
I think so.
She remembers the first day she saw you.
Yeah, and she's still trying to run away.
Exactly.
There was no exit.
Yeah, and you were working for the advertising agency, and you got your feet wet doing this stuff over there.
Yep.
And then, I don't know, a few years later, you're hired by the Houston Automobile Dealers Association.
Right.
And now, here she is, the Executive Vice President of
She
the
owns
Houston
it.
Automobile Dealers Association.
Yeah, that was 14 years ago when I was at that ad agency. So this is my 14th auto show.
And I am so proud of you. I feel
Thank you.
I feel like, I started with her when
You watched
she was
her
at
grow
the
up.
ad agency, and here I am regressing, going from big television, here I am to some lowly little auto show on the internet. But no, I really am. Seriously, very proud of you. You've
Thank
done
you.
such a great job, and you do such a great job at this.
Thank you very much.
This is your niche, baby.
It means a lot. I was walking around this morning and I just had this smile on my face, and I might even get a little emotional because honestly, I love my job, and I am so proud of this show this year and everything we've created and how we've grown HADA even adding our technician competition and our luncheons for our dealers and our community outreach and then this event as a culmination. I'm really proud of what we've done too.
And it's all because of you. Because, it is true.
I got a good team. But
there
I know
has to
that.
be a driving force.
Yes.
You know your stuff, and you've done well. Let me put it that way. And you've been through some pretty hard times here in the past few years, the COVID thing and manufacturers pulling out at the last minute,
That's
but
right.
you still managed to pull this thing off. And it's not easy. And it's not easy today, especially because the whole automotive landscape has changed. Matter of fact, I was just reading an article about that. And the fact that the COVID thing and the layoffs and pricing, inflation, all of these factors in the automotive industry play a part in this show. And you see it here. This is where it all shows. Look at what Detroit has been through.
Yeah.
Look at what Chicago. It's not just Houston. It's across everything. People still in this city resonate with this show. Look at all the people that are here.
Well, to that point, there's not just those are American shows you're talking about. There's European car shows too that don't have the layout or the expanse that this particular show
or European shows that have closed.
Oh,
and
yeah,
not,
I was about to say, or that
Exactly.
exist anymore.
Exactly.
Correct,
Yes.
and that's just recently.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
and so that I think that speaks volumes. You know, this show is well-rounded. People look at all the people here at IX Exotics.
I lost count at 4 when they walked by. Place is packed.
And I mean, the Jeep thing. This used to not exist. You came to the car show. As a matter of fact, I was telling one of the product specialists, when I came originally a long time ago, the manufacturers, mainly the big three, and a few of the foreign ones, mainly Toyota and BMW, I think, were here. Not in this facility, but they were the big players. And the big three always had concept cars. And they used to display the concept cars.
Yep.
At least one, if not two, by each manufacturer. There was this big, huge stage, and the car up there, and the big turntable, and they had this good-looking guy in a suit or girl up there in her suit, and all these lines memorized, and displaying the car, opening the door, and tell you about it. And it was a 15-minute show unto itself.
Right.
They don't have that anymore.
No.
And
They don't even make concept cars anymore.
Correct.
It's very rare are they even making concept cars. I
Yeah,
get that comment on social media a lot saying, well, I'm not coming because they don't have concept cars anymore. I was like, well, good luck finding one.
Yeah,
exactly.
They're not
Well,
anywhere.
These used to be concepts. These were concepts at one time.
They
Look
were
at that.
on a computer.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Well, you got the CADs and stuff. That's
Yeah.
how they do them now. Well, and like Mazda said, they designed theirs with clay. And I didn't say anything, but now they're designed on the computer. So
They are.
There's
Well, but
different things that
We do have
manufacturers
the prototype of the 4Runner from Toyota, though.
It's a pre-production model.
Yeah.
Yeah. That they designed, and it's not a concept
No,
per se.
exactly.
They're going to make
Yeah,
the car.
Right.
Here's the pre-production.
And that's the difference.
And
There's
it's funny because being automotive press, every once in a while we get a pre-production model,
yeah,
and those cars go back to wherever they were and they get smashed.
right.
Yeah.
Because they can't guarantee that all the stuff works the way that they want it to do.
Of
But they
course.
want to get it in the press.
liabilities. And
Yeah, and they get it in the press, and they get some press on it. It's coming up, at the end of the summer, it's coming out.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. But to be able to navigate all of that, kudos to you because, dealing with manufacturers, and I know that this is just one little part of what the manufacturers do
Right.
in their displays that they send down here. And the other thing, too, that I think is interesting to point out is that the manufacturers don't just do the Houston show. They may have another show going on at the same time somewhere else.
Exactly.
Or it's so close to the Houston show that they take the big design to the big spread over to Chicago.
Yeah, we've got Washington, D.C. happening right now as well. So Washington and us had to compete for some of those assets from the manufacturers if they only have one. So,
Right.
yeah, it definitely happens.
Yeah.
Well, and like the young man from Stellantis over here indicated that for the past month, he's been doing shows, hopping around the countryside.
This is the show season. We started kind of with Detroit, and then it's us, Washington. Philadelphia was right before us, and then Chicago will come up, and then a little break with some smaller cities, and then New York. So it's kind of the circuit of the auto shows.
And I would imagine that you go to those shows and take a look and see what's going on there.
Chicago has long been my idol and mentor.
Yeah. Well, I will tell you, Mars, were you there with me when we went on that junket? No, I don't think you were. We went to Chicago and had a little hop, skip, and a jump over to Detroit while I was in Chicago. But that Chicago show is very unique because of where it is held. And here's a hall over here.
Yeah.
There's a hall over here. Then there's another big display downstairs. It's a very unique venue. I've
Yes.
never been to one like it.
It's like an excursion.
But it works well there, and the times that I've been there, I really enjoy going around the show itself. And of course that's 2 or 3 days of snow. That's all I need.
that's part
But
of it.
It's part of
Yeah,
it.
they actually open next week, and I debated flying up there on Wednesday to go to their show on Thursday, and I just said, I don't want to be cold again.
Got you.
I got my cold
got
last
you
week.
snow, that's right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'll say this, that because, Ford has a manufacturing facility in Chicago, and Ford is right there next to Dearborn,
Yep.
that They get the big display. I'll never forget the one that I went to in Chicago. That Ford display, it was like half this arena. It was huge, massive. They don't do that anymore. Yeah, and they've all of the manufacturers have pared it down.
Yep.
And there are some that do it better than others. And you have to deal with that because you set up the floor plan for these people.
Right.
And it's like, oh my God. La, 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 la.
Last Saturday when I came by here after the show.
There was nothing here.
Well, it was not. It was a big empty room, but she's got paper and she's got places where these vehicles are going to go. There's a little red box. She said, "This is where y'all are going to go, right there." And it's like there's nothing here to relate it to, but she knew exactly where we were.
And you had to talk her into putting us on the inside.
Yeah, as opposed to outside.
It's better than the out back. Yeah, but it was.
Yeah, there's a lot of detail that goes into planning this event for sure, and I'm really grateful for our relationships with the local dealers and the local dealer groups and dealerships here in Houston, because they're the ones that really help push the OEMs as well. You know, Camp Jeep was on the fence of coming back this year, and we were begging them, telling them how important it is, what a great crowd we have, how much attendees love it. And we had one dealer at Helfman Dodge that called every day and texted every day to the head of Jeep saying, bring this to Houston. We'll do anything we can to get it here. So without the support from them, we wouldn't have all that we have. And even some of the displays that you see are brought by the dealerships. Our Cadillac display, our BMW display, the Buick GMC, those are all local dealers that are bringing in their inventory from their showroom, putting it at risk in this event for 5 days instead of selling it, and just so they can show it off and participate here at the auto show and make our event great.
Yeah, but I would imagine there's probably a high percentage of, say, pick somebody that's looking at a car. They're probably going to go back next week.
Oh, absolutely.
And say, hey, I talked to so-and-so at the auto show. He said I could get this incentive.
Absolutely.
I want to drive that car, and they're going to buy it. So that's the advantage.
One of the things that I did want to talk to you about I've been waiting for you to talk to about this, and that was the outdoor ride and drive stuff.
Yes.
And what you got going on outdoors too.
Yes.
And it's a beautiful day.
It is a great day to go on a test drive. And so we have a little route here within NRG Center, and you can go back down Old Spanish Trail and come back in at Fannin. But we've got Subaru, Ford, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, and Chevrolet all out front, as well as Evolve Houston, which is the EV motivator in our city. They've got the EV Hummer, the Cadillac IQ, the Mini, and a couple Chevys out there for people to test drive, as well as the BMW. So we've got all those test drive opportunities right in front of NRG Center. All you do is sign a waiver, take a breathalyzer, show your valid license, and you get to go on a test drive.
And it's all
you ain't driving.
Does one of those make it good for
waiver?
all of them?
No, you've got to sign different. Each manufacturer has different liabilities and risks, so you've got to sign each one. But it's a great way to go test drive with a low pressure environment. Those are product specialists that are going with you. They're not trying to sell you a car right then on that test drive.
So if you're looking for the
Volkswagen is here, yes.
If you're looking for the EV, if you want to come and check out the EVs,
yes,
it's not necessarily in the brands.
They have them in the
space.
brands as well. So like Ford has the Mach-E and the Lightning in their Ford ride and drive.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Evolve has additional brands that might not be out front also.
So you look for the Evolve display,
Evolve
not
10.
necessarily. Yeah. Okay.
Can we go over
Didn't know
there?
that.
Can we go over there and file a complaint about how many charging stations there are in the Houston area?
You go right
and which
ahead.
How
ones
many
that
there
aren't
are
working?
for it.
Yes. There should be an app that tells you which ones are working and which ones are not.
Guess what? That doesn't work either.
Because the app doesn't work.
Yeah, well, there's that. But because I wanted to make sure that we put that in there. You have food trucks here?
We do have some food trucks out front, some other displays too, and some boats out front even. I mean, we packed this place.
I know you did.
Inside the building is 700,000 square feet. With the lobby, it's 1 million square feet. I don't know what our square footage is in the parking area and the valet area, but we take up every possible inch that we can. And they have really squeezed in more than 400 boats over there. And we've got 300 plus cars over here. And all these extra exhibits like NASA, our race car track that we have with the remote control race cars, the Army gaming truck. We have so many extra attractions this year that's making things, really entertaining. You're going to spend a couple hours here for sure.
Talk about the NASA thing. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool. So it's from Space Center Houston, Johnson Space Center, they brought in 3 lunar rovers that are competing to go to Mars and the moon. And you can check out the 3 different designs from 3 different companies. I think NASA's doing the critiquing of that. There's a real spacesuit, a real live spacesuit over there, and 2 simulators. So one of the simulators, you get to drive the lunar rover on the moon, and the other one you get to dock one of the spaceships. It's really cool, really interactive, very educational, and I mean, I just love that we have the carriage house golf carts from the 1925 Model T version, and then we've got the 2025 space rovers, right next to each other. It just shows how far innovation has come.
How did you swing that? How did you swing that?
I got lucky.
Is
that what it was? Did you call Space Center Houston, or did they call you?
No, actually, they called us, and they said that they have been working on achieving this plan for the last 2 years, convincing their teams and figuring out how we could do this. One of their communications directors comes to the auto show every year. He loves it, and he was like, it would be perfect to have space cars at the auto show.
Well,
so they made it happen.
To the point where you said you've got the golf cart?
Yeah,
from
that's a Model T.
Well, that's sort of like David is being the modern version, and you're the Model T. We got all that expansion in there.
I had to go a long ways for that one,
I
Jeff.
know I did. Sorry. Let me explain it.
Yeah, if you got to explain it,
I was going to ask you, Don, when you came to the auto show, was it still in the arena 43 years ago?
It was an Astro Hall.
Astro
Hall.
Yeah.
I think she meant the Roman arena where the chariots run. I think that's what she meant.
Chariots of fire.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and bash on Don. It's okay. I can take it. No, I'm just teasing. But
Charlton Heston.
Yeah. Chariot racing. They used to have that in the Astrodome during the rodeo.
Yeah, and if you lost,
you're too young to know.
Feed you
but
to the
before
lions.
they did that, remember the wagon races that they got? That was preceded by the chariot races, and I think a couple
I do
of guys
remember those. And then they got a little dangerous.
Yeah, they got run over.
I do remember those.
Yeah, with the guy standing up there in the back doing that number, and then the thing would topple over, and here comes the other one, run him over.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
And then they fed him to the lions.
Yeah. Anyway, well, good times, and we thank you for inviting us, and we appreciate it.
I'm so glad you guys are here. This is fun. It's good exposure for all of us, you guys and for us at this show, and I'm excited to see this center continue to fill up today. We've got a good crowd.
So tonight till 8 o'clock?
Tonight till 8 o'clock. Tomorrow 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Close at 6. Tickets online, $20, or here at the door.
Good. Very good.
Perfect.
We love you. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Right.
One last question. Has the attendance been more than last year, kind of averaged out?
The first 2 days were average. Yesterday was higher than last year, and we're on pace to do really good today. So
good.
If you're coming to spend the whole day at NRG, we've got Monster Jam in the stadium tonight.
Talked about that, yeah.
And so pay your parking one time. Come over here in the afternoon, enjoy this event, go to Monster Jam at night.
Get
Mars?
You could get a 3-fer. Boat show, car show, Monster Jam.
There you go.
And food trucks and ride and drives.
Plenty to do.
Rochelle, I love you. Thank
you, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Rochelle Salinas, Executive Vice President, Houston Automobile Dealers Association. Award-winning In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show available 24/7 through the Odyssey radio app. Just look for In-Wheel Time Car Talk. We also video stream our live weekly show on Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com, and podcasts from your favorite podcast provider. In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show continues right after this quick break.
The Tex-Mex dining experience is defined by Lupi Tortilla, your destination for Texas's best beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. Since 1983, Lupi Tortilla has served authentic and time-tested recipes made with the freshest ingredients. Atmosphere is part of the award-winning experience at Lupi Tortilla, all developed in a little house near Highway 6 and I-10 in West Houston. Visit any of the Lupi Tortillas and you'll see the same attention to detail in each and every location. Start your Lupi experience with queso flammeado and guacamole, along with a classic frozen margarita. Dine on famous Lupi beef and chicken fajitas, or pepper shrimp brochette, or a fish or vegetarian entree, and finish with a scrumptious flan for dessert. Find Lupi Tortilla in Houston, College Station, Beaumont, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas-Fort Worth. There's a Texas location near you. You own a car recipes are authentic and time why not let Gulf Coast Auto Shield protect always fresh. Houstonian John Gray invites you to his state-of-the-art facility to introduce you to his specialist team of auto enthusiasts. Tortilla. Your destination for Texas's whether you're looking to massage your frozen margarita to a like-new appearance. Since 1983, Lupi Tortilla has served authentic
stuff. You know, you try to give a man a job, and you say, press that button when it ends. Does he? Yeah, he presses it while the other one's still going.
Who would do something like
My
that?
mic's not on, so I don't care.
Oh, my God. Well, it's okay.
But that way you get them all in real fast.
Yeah, why don't we play all four of them at the same time?
There you go.
Let's give it a whirl.
Then you try to figure it out.
We're running out of time. So
you want to do it again? Let's try it again.
No, it's not. We've already done it. This is all bonus stuff anyway. And I was just using it to gain some thoughts about what we're going to do next. I've got some news stories that I would like to get in that I haven't gotten in yet, believe it or not.
Okay.
Do you want to do that?
Sure.
Okay. Well, we've got a little bit of time, and you can comment.
Okay.
Automakers responding to mounting concerns about vehicle affordability by producing more lower-end trims, creating value-focused special editions of popular nameplates, and in some cases resurrecting base models they previously had killed off. Ford, Mini, Mitsubishi, and Ram told dealers at the NAD show in New Orleans that they would build more affordable vehicles. Chevy, Chrysler, and Volkswagen are among brands that already have moved to offset rising vehicle costs with less expensive products. Ford touted plans to bring back the base Bronco for the 2025 model year. GM and Volkswagen have already found sales success at the bottom of the price spectrum. VW in October added a value-oriented Wolfsburg edition to the 24 Tiguan compact crossover, the brand's top-selling nameplate. In just 3 months, the model accounted for 6% of total 2024 Tiguan sales. So obviously, cheaper is ringing somebody's bell because that's what they're buying. Stellantis dealers should get ready for the, quote, most epic comeback in automotive history.
They're working on it.
In 2025, the company's U.S. sales chief, Jeff Comer, said at the NADA show. There was feeling of optimism at the company's January 25th MAKE meeting. Comer said, as the automaker and its retailers work to move past a rough 2024 when sales declined 15% across the board. Well, guess what? The CEO moron that got sent up the totem pole. Who is this guy? He ruined a company. Now they're trying to bring it back, and I think they're going to.
I think they will too.
Stellantis North America COO Antonio Filosa moved Comer back to the lead U.S. sales role after CEO Carl Tavares resigned in December. He didn't resign. He got fired. And how many millions of dollars did he get to say bye-bye?
A lot.
Yeah, a lot. Keeping an eye on us all year long, Comer told Automotive News after the meeting, you're going to see incremental improvements. You're going to see momentum. You're going to see sales gains. The dealers got our back. We got their back. And I feel like we're starting to gain their trust and optimism back. 24 was just not anywhere that we needed to be. Increasing spending on regional Tier 2 marketing to 2019 levels, Mr. Mars. What is he doing over there? Is he looking at porn?
No, he's doing his taxes.
Taxes.
Yeah, buddy.
New U.S. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy signed an order directing U.S. regulators to rescind landmark fuel economy standards issued under President Joe Biden that aim to drastically reduce fuel use for cars and trucks. In a January 28th memo, Duffy directed the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration to reconsider rules covering the 2022 model year through the 2031 model year for cars and trucks. Artificially high fuel economy standards designed to meet non-statutory policy goals such as those NHTSA had promulgated in recent years impose large costs that render many vehicle models unaffordable for the average American family.
So is that the CAFE standards? Is what you're talking about?
Pretty much,
Well, yeah, but it goes a little bit further than that on what he's talking about.
Yeah, it's complicated, but to put it in mild terms, trying to get 50 miles per gallon out of a gasoline engine may be possible, but not by 2035. I just don't see that happening in 10 years. Maybe I'm
not
wrong.
Consistently,
but
no.
Yeah, but you know what? How much is that going to cost the car manufacturers and you ultimately if you decide to try to buy something like that?
Not just the car manufacturer, it's also the manufacturer of the fuel. What kind of fuels are we going to be running?
Well, that's
a big part of it, too.
Well, there are some manufacturers that are now three fuel, electric, hydrogen, and gasoline.
Yeah, we talked about that, yeah.
It's kind of like the old VHS versus beta thing. Which way do you go? Because in the beginning, VHS, beta, they were battling it out. What did Don Armstrong buy?
Beta.
Of course I did. On recommendation from somebody said, oh, well, this is better quality.
Well,
it's going to go beta.
Why did you do that, Mike?
Everything you hear now is the same thing. It was better quality, but they just didn't market it right. Or cheap enough or something. Who knows?
I don't know.
I was too young to be buying that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Really? Really? Okay. All right. Well, we're going to wrap up today's show after a quick break. Stay with us. You're on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show.
Pro-Am Auto Accessories has been serving Houston's auto enthusiasts since 1984, providing world-class products for sports cars, European sedans, and American muscle. Pro-Am is known as the place to go to find exclusive and hard-to-find parts and accessories. Pro-Am is one of the very first distributors in the USA for brands such as Recaro, Redline, Momo, Corbo, and Simpson. Located in the heart of Houston's premier retail and service corridor, the Galleria area, Pro-Am's walk-in storefront includes an 8,000-square-foot warehouse, showroom, and installation bays. Pro-Am not only sells parts and accessories, but also offers installation and service. Pro-Am is now reaching a worldwide audience through Pro-Am.com, taking its local reputation to the rest of the world. At Pro-Am Auto, you'll be dealing with a small group of professionals who truly want to help you with your automotive needs. If you don't see what you're looking for on the website, call and Pro-Am will lend you a hand. Pro-Am Auto, 6125 Richmond at Green Ridge in Houston's Galleria area. Call them at 713-781-7755.
From the open roads to the open waters, your adventure starts at the Houston Automotive Show at NRG Center. One ticket, two shows. Check out top cars, trucks, sport boats, fishing boats, and more. New designs, new technology, and everything in between. Spectacular experiences, amazing fun. There's something for everyone. Get your friends, get your family, and get your tickets now. The Houston Automotive Show, making waves and fueling adventures.
Well, that's all for this week's In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Be sure and check us out online, inwheeltime.com. We like to look just like you do, so send us some car pics of your ride. Please include as many details as you'd like. We'll feature it on a future show. Send it to info@inwheeltime.com. Hey, when you're looking for award-winning car talk, you can find that at the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show 24/7 on the In Wheel Time app. On the road, grab a podcast anytime from your favorite podcast provider, including the new SiriusXM podcast channel, and be sure and catch us on the Odyssey radio app. We also video stream our show every Saturday on Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com. The In Wheel Time video technical director is we always need more Jeff Zekin. For booking agent, video editor, and people finder Mike Out of This World Mars, chief engineer David Ainsley. I'm Don Armstrong. Special thanks to Rochelle Salinas with the Houston Auto Dealers Association and the Houston Auto Show. Also, Kimberly Schultz with Stellantis has always supported the In Wheel Time Show and each one of us. Thank you, Kimberly. We love you. And to our fans, be safe out there. Enjoy this beautiful weather. Come see the Houston Auto Show. We promise you'll love it. Have a great week. And thanks again for being with us today.
That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.